We always hear about Mars when it comes to life in the solar system. But what if I told you one of the best places to search for alien life might be Venus? Yes, Venus. The planet where it's hot enough to melt lead and the atmosphere is thick, acidic, and crushing. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, maybe not entirely, because according to planetary scientists, there just might be life floating in Venus's clouds. Back in the early 20th century, scientists thought Venus might be a lush paradise. But when we finally sent spacecraft there, reality hit hard. Venus is a hellscape. Over 450 degrees ice on the surface, thick clouds of sulfuric acid, and atmospheric pressure 90 times that of Earth. Not exactly beach weather. So, why are we still talking about life on Venus? It's because not all life needs Earth-like conditions. Grinspoon's 1999 research explores a fascinating idea. What if life exists in Venus's upper atmosphere, where conditions are surprisingly mild? About 50 kilometers above the surface, temperatures drop to around 30 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees, much cooler than below. And while the clouds are acidic, they're full of chemicals and energy that could support certain forms of microbial life. We're talking floating microbes, life that could live in tiny droplets suspended in the thick Venusian clouds. Now, here's the wild part. There are mysterious features in Venus's clouds, dark streaks that absorb ultraviolet light. Grinspoon and other scientists have pointed out that these UV-absorbing patches don't match any known chemical behavior. They're stable, they move with the wind, and they kind of behave like a biological layer. Could that be a coincidence? Sure, but could it also be a hint of life? That's the exciting part. If microbial life existed long ago on Venus, when the planet was cooler and had liquid water, some of it might have adapted to survive higher and higher as the surface became more hostile. Over billions of years, those microbes could have moved upward, evolving to float in the cloud layer. That's not science fiction. On Earth, we've found bacteria that can survive in sulfuric acid, in boiling water, and in clouds. So the idea of life riding air currents in Venus's clouds isn't as crazy as it sounds. Of course, we haven't found it yet. But Grinspoon's research helped push a serious scientific question. Should we send missions not to land on Venus, but to sample the air above it? Imagine a flying lab, drifting through Venus's cloud decks, taking samples, hunting for organic compounds or metabolic activity. NASA and other agencies have even proposed such missions, because if Venus has life, it could change everything we think we know about habitability and planetary evolution. Here's what makes this so beautiful. Venus, the planet that we wrote off as dead, may have the best hidden surprise in the solar system. Life doesn't always need oceans, forests, or Earth-like skies. Sometimes it just needs a cloud, a droplet, and a little sunlight. Grinspoon's work reminds us that in space exploration, we have to think bigger and weirder. Because life, it finds a way, even in acid clouds 50 kilometers above a hellish surface. So next time someone says, "There's nothing on Venus," tell them about the microbes in the clouds. Tell them about the dark streaks. Tell them the story isn't over yet. If you love strange science, planetary mysteries, and real-life space oddities, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know. Do you think there's life floating on Venus? Or is it just gas and hope? This has been another deep space dive, powered by science and by curiosity.